Hey, sup comrades, this is gonna be a vlog update for my solar install and also craw fishing and overall channel updates, kinda what my plan is for the next little while, or I would say next half a year, what kind of videos I'll do, and just overall my trip plans and little updates here and there. Last night on Friday I arrived at Chilliwack River. My idea was to try craw fishing just off any lake, river, creek, and I've read that dog food is good for that and some sausages, and generally they don't like fast-moving water, so I've been scouting in the evening, well, in the darkness, places along the river here. You know, even though it's end of September, but all this dispersed camping, wild camping, bunch of spots are taken. But this spot is awesome because there are definitely no contenders here. This climb, hill, whatever the hell. Even I was kind of thinking like, oh, do I have enough space here to go kind of like more or less straight down, not like on a, you know, not like on a slope, because tipsy. But no, it was, I think I worry more than actually what the truck is capable of, even though it's overweighted kind of thing. Nah, I had no issues whatsoever. The other reason also why I wanted really to get out this weekend is to install a second solar panel. I have it sitting in the back seat, all packed up still, because it was supposed to be sunny the whole, well, today at least, not Sunday. But I didn't check weather report on Friday. I guess things changed, or maybe in Vancouver area maybe it is sunny, but just not here, because I wanted like, oh, my last chance of dryness to, you know, tape panel down, do all that stuff. I also wanted to do a little bit of silicone lining on the inside. I probably still can, because this doesn't prevent me from doing so, because I'm gonna work inside. And also I was like, you know what, people have been asking for rig walk around, like breakdown of everything that's been done to date, updated version sort of, just fully everything. And I already like had plans last night. Oh, I'm gonna say this and that, and actually gonna do tips, not just rig walk around, but overland tips of what I've learned and myself, or just like online, you know. So there is a little bit of dripping going on right now, and I'm not sure if all of a sudden it's gonna start to rain or what's the deal here. That's why I'm not sure if I'm gonna be shooting actually this rig walk around video, because that one will require some time to, like, I want to make a good job, like actually not vlogging style moving camera, but position camera, describing each thing, so on. You know, it's a long process for that video, and I want it to be quality, and I wanted to do well on YouTube, and I wanted sunny conditions also. So maybe another day, maybe another time. So I started this channel about a year ago in February. It's about just over 1 year old, I think. No, yeah, last year, yeah, 2017. And before, I got truck, I think in November prior, so like 3 months before that. And when I got the truck, a month later, because I got it in November and December, together with my father, we went to Costa Rica. And I've been to Costa Rica before, some years prior, just all inclusive, that kind of stuff. But this time the idea was to rent a house and actually rent a car and drive around Costa Rica. One mistake we made, however, is we booked house for all 3 weeks in one place. Because looking at the map, Costa Rica is tiny. It's like distance to Kelowna from Vancouver, really. Like something, you know, circumference, something like that. But, well, maybe a little bit bigger. Actually, no, probably about the same. But they don't have speedy highways. Roads have potholes, then in Christmas time it gets dark soon at like 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock even it starts. Traffic in the evening, and because it's pitch dark, no street lights, nothing, no indicators on the road, those reflectors. So it's pitch dark, potholes, and drivers there are, you know the drivers in Latin America, in Mexico, all that. It's aggressive driving, and some people can drive, especially Costa Rica, because actually I think someone said, yeah, it's like the first generation that grew up with cars. Previous generation over there, they didn't have many cars, so a lot of drivers in Costa Rica, they don't have sort of that in their blood, or their family haven't been driving, so it's kind of new thing, and they don't really abide by the law, by the rules, or by common sense sometimes. Sorry, Costa Ricans, but that's actually what Costa Rican guide told us, so I'm just basing it off his words. Yeah, but that Costa Rican guide, it was from like previous trip, I don't know, 5-6 years ago now. Time flies, so I lost count when I was in different places. Like I went with father to Argentina probably 10 years ago now, 9 years, 8 years, I have no idea. So actually on this trip by the car, I got to see less of Costa Rica than when we stayed in all-inclusive hotel, taking some tours every couple of days for 2 weeks. Well, because they had designated cars, they knew exactly the routes and, shortening paths, where to go, so you could actually get to attractions like, what do you call it, Arenal, volcano, and all that kind of stuff. With father, turned out to be not the case, because by the time we would get somewhere that day, it would have already spent like 4 or 5 hours driving, especially like mountainous roads, all curvy, speeds are low, you're driving like 40 kilometers an hour in some places, maybe even less. So yeah, it didn't turn out to be ideal in my vision, because I was thinking already like, oh, road trip, because I've done that 2-month 18 state road trip before this truck and previous SUV, and I kind of felt like, oh, it's gonna be a road trip in Costa Rica, it's awesome, just kind of come back home every day, and next day a new place somewhere, and then come back. But because of road conditions, we ended up not reaching certain places and having to return back to our home base in the evening, and it started to get tiresome. So sometimes we would just, hey, what's the next along the coast, what's the next wild beach kind of thing, or where you can arrive with a car, let's just chill by the water. So I already at that time had one GoPro from my SUV USA road trip, which I shot on it, but obviously I didn't have any idea about making YouTube channel videos and any of that. Well, I thought maybe like I should do like big time lapse and kind of put it out, and that's about it, just for myself. And yeah, I already kind of started thinking about it, and I think around that time I already started looking at Expedition Overland. I bumped into those guys, I think just when I got the truck, because initially I got it after road trip, I wanted to tow an RV trailer, like 18 feet, 20 feet, something small, doing normal campgrounds, that kind of thing. But yeah, so while in Costa Rica, and I kept watching more of his videos, I had Expedition Overland downloaded on my iPad, and I was like, because I didn't know what the hell Overland is before, or that it's my thing, but I want to do that. Yeah, so started to get inspired, and already on the beach I started talking with my father, oh, I should make a YouTube channel, what should be the name, made a list of names, and we kind of discussed, and actually I was already thinking, actually I might have punctured tire already before the trip, so I started thinking, I think lift and all-terrain tires. Anyway, I unleashed all these ideas on my father. He was very annoyed. I guess he didn't realize it's gonna get a little bit more serious, indeed, that there's gonna be YouTube channel, there's gonna be all that, and I didn't realize at that time too that, how far I would come along pretty much a year after, or how rapidly paced all of this would become for me. you know, doing like pretty much since getting truck, doing upgrades, sometimes rushing those upgrades, don't rush your upgrades, and doing that 36-day overland that same year, then going to Baja last Christmas same year, you know, breaking down, now fabricating roof. It's just everything's been very fast-paced in the last year and a half regarding the channel and the truck and just all these experiences and just stuff I learned too about off-roading, overlanding. Oh yeah, by the way, this is called Slav squat, like in Slavic nations. Back in the 90s we had those thugs that usually we would call them skinheads. Hi! And got some boaters here, canoers. And yeah, that was a posture. With Adidas suits, it's like in Britain, those thugs. Forgot what they're called. So back to Costa Rica, I do have recordings of that. I try to already think, oh, I should shoot it, kind of try to shoot it in a way that it should be decent for a YouTube channel. Well, I didn't have the right gear at that time, like less so than on 36-day overland. And 36-day overland, I wanted to make like this epic drone footage, all this like a story, you know, like real off-roading, you know, like 30 trails in 36 days. It's like fast-paced. Actually, looking back at that whole trip, I have no idea how I've done it. Alone, super fast-paced, every day, wake up early, go trail, and progressively they started to become, you know, harder until Moab, crawling, like that whole last 10 episodes probably of that series are pretty intense in some places, and at the same time trying to shoot, trying to fly drone at the same time and all these kind of things. I think it was like that first big off-road trip for me that I was like lots of adrenaline rush, because for example doing that van life series right now, I'm like, I'm so chill, like I can't imagine how I did that series last year, all of that, all the droning, everything, and doing trail off-road, you know, being in nervous situations where you worry for the truck that you're gonna break it down, doing certain things, and at the same time running around still shooting stuff. The problem is it got messed up. That series got messed up because I didn't have the right camera gear. I was still learning, so I didn't have proper microphone, I didn't have wind protector on it. Actually, this microphone here, the shotgun mic, in huge wind, even with wind protector, your audio is going to be messed up. Lavalier mic is probably the best thing you can have for windy conditions, obviously with this wind protector. And now it's saving my day. Now I know when to use it, when not to use it. As soon as there is big wind, anything, like for example when I was climbing, it was actually huge wind. A couple of episodes back of Van Lifestyle series, very windy, but I knew right away, it's like, oh, that's it, I can't use shotgun here, switch to this thing. Sometimes you may forget to press buttons and not record audio, that's kind of the inconvenience of this setup, but I kind of adjusted and I've learned to remember that. But initially, when I just got it, lots of mistakes like this. I forgot to press a button for transmitter and receiver to connect, because it's wireless. But this is the best thing. I actually did test this morning. I went up to the river, the camera was here, and I started talking. Can barely hear a river. Even right now, can barely hear it, but it's actually super loud. Because it's closed space sound acquisition. It doesn't really pick up what's over there. Where a shotgun, it's directional, so it, like, if I'm standing there by the river and camera is here, it's gonna pick up everything on the line. And the reason I'm mentioning these things, you'll understand in a second why I want to process, to edit certain videos in certain way, in certain sequence, I guess, for the next like half a year or something like that. So after 36-day overland, I've looked at some footage, and everything in Grand Canyon is junk. I can barely use that audio. like there's been places where I was talking, recollecting my thoughts, just sharing all that, and I can't even understand myself much, all that footage. And overlaying audio, I don't feel like doing it, because again, the footage was shot in a way that it's like either I'm talking or I'm driving. There was no B-roll, there is no like little scenic things here and there while which you can kind of talk. It's just not the same. It wasn't intended to be a voiceover overlay. And when person is talking and you're overlaying on top, it's just gonna look weird. So that series is very challenging, and also camera settings for video, I screwed up in many places. Drone footage turned out to be for the most part okay. That series is lots of work. It takes me per episode, starting from couple of last episodes that I've done for 36-day Overland. In those ones, easily it took me 5 hours before even starting to edit. Well, it takes, I don't know, like probably a good hour just to put all this stuff in the timeline, because I wasn't shooting things the way I'm shooting now, which is more optimized. So it's easier for editing and so on for myself. And so you compile all that stuff, but then I would spend 4 or 5 hours just trying to fix audio, which is in some cases barely fixable. And even when you do, it still sounds robotic, the voice. So that series requires to continue lots of effort on my part. Easily 25-30 hours an episode. If it's an episode about 25 minutes long, 30, 25, 20. If it's like a not super eventful day, whatever, 10 minutes, maybe not as much. But I would say, yeah, probably all the cuts and color corrections, because it was shot on GoPro. Like this camera here, I don't need to do any color corrections. So rendering is fast, previewing is fast. The colors are actually nice. Like I could throw a lot on top, but I don't have to. GoPro stuff, I just don't like the stock GoPro footage. I can't just release a video of stock GoPro footage. I need to color correct it or something. Except the Costa Rica one. That one I'll not color correct. And then several months later, or 3-4 months, there was Christmas Baja Overland Adventure. I think I'll call it Baja Overland Adventure. Yeah, something like that. That one, I bought second GoPro, is to eliminate scenario where I would forget to turn Wi-Fi on the GoPro from shooting the road and would start talking, because the microphones tend to not like Wi-Fi very close by. They start to introduce all the clicking and noise and weird sounds. So I wanted designated camera on the roof that just shoots the road, and one in my hand always, like on the seat, whatever, I can pick it up right away, click button, talk, that's it. You know, no Wi-Fi attached to it, it's not using Wi-Fi and so on. And that worked well. Like I haven't sorted all the Baja footage, well, I haven't really sorted Baja footage at all, but as I was shooting videos on the trip and kind of listening, the sound turned out to be okay. Maybe a few mistakes here and there, but in general, you know, it was okay. And for that one, I already got the wind protector for my shotgun mic, so that helps a little bit. Except like this scenario is right here, it wouldn't help that much. Like you would still be able to hear, but it would be pretty bad. Actually, this might be still okay, but as soon as you introduce wind, poof, that's it. Wind is an audio killer, and you can fix it. Like once you have too much wind, there's no software out there that's gonna help you. Not really. So that one I shot. I didn't do any drone shooting while driving, because I found it to be very intense from 36-day Overland, time consuming, and also difference in time. 36-day Overland, the sun would start going down around 10 o'clock, because this was summertime. So there is always daytime, and you're also in States, it's safe, whatever. Mexico, right, I'm alone, flashy car, It's like and it's advised for everyone, that not just some flashy car, but it's better to settle down somewhere that day when you're driving, like to camp out, wherever you are, before dark, because it can get a little dangerous after darkness. Well, mainly it's potholes and like animals on the road, you know. Of course, there could be occasional bandito. Maybe they're like been following you where you are and just to kind of rob you at night. But I mean, chances of that happening are slim to none. It's that like 0.1% of whatever happens in Baja. In mainland Mexico, a little bit more dangerous, sure, but Baja is relatively safe. And all the killings that happen there is just gangs dealing between each other, or with some locals. Hardly any tourists actually get killed there on purpose at all. Maybe like a bystander incidentally, but that's about it. So Baja is safe, relatively. But it's Christmas time, so sunset would be at 6. So now time is limited. Each time flying a drone is like, boom, half an hour gone, 40 minutes. You need to take it out, set it up, fly, especially if you're driving while flying. Now it's even added more time because you need to line shots, all that. So I started doing morning and evening shots with drone, not driving, just scenery. So that one should be pretty good. This Christmas I'm likely gonna return to Baja again. Well, now I know the places where to go, not to go. I kind of get an idea. Now I have better camera gear, so I should do a better job this time. And plus, I'm more at ease with camera nowadays, so I try to narrate a little bit more what I'm doing, where I am, this and that, share some thoughts. So I'll try to make it more interesting than last Baja one. But again, now I have unfinished 36-day Overland. I have about 18 episodes of last year's Baja, and stuff I'm trying to do like relatively real time, you know, with updates, some events, like stuff that's actually happening in the now. The phone editing really helped me with van life series. I dig it. That's why, because I'm not locked to being at home. I can be out here doing stuff. So the reason I'm saying all this, and just update for interested people, like some of you guys been saying like, oh, we should do a little bit of a story of yourself, your personality, just like what you've been doing. So that's kind of an update. So I'm gonna change game a little bit here. I really want to start editing more on the phone, but unlike on computer where I can like insert the title or intro something and change labeling, whatever, on the phone I can't. I have to use pre-rendered clip, like the intros, for example, for van life style or outros. I just had pre-rendered clips already pre-made at home before the trip, but it's kind of cumbersome way. So I want to spend the time. I'm gonna change new intro theme. I'm gonna download a template, modify it to my liking. That's gonna be probably something going forward in all my videos. I need to change outro because the track's been updated. I want to say a few more themes. I want to integrate, like saying also like, oh, if you can support me. If you want to support me, you can like help me through Patreon or PayPal. Not that I have those set up, and I'm probably not gonna have them set up for a while, but I need to continue making videos now, so I want that clip with that information to be part of it for years to come. So when those things actually come online, there's gonna be links or something attached to it. It's just kind of future-proofing the videos. So I need to spend time downloading things, just making things nice, download clips for the phone, small things I can insert, little titles and things, and I want to do Baja video last year's with these new themes and on the phone, so I can sort it out at home, sure, and every weekend or so when I get out, actually dump it on the phone. I have all my music on the phone. I have all, you know, intros, outros, clips, whatever I need there, and I can just boom, 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 done. But that's gonna take me a while. It's probably a few weeks from now, and I kind of need to return to Baja mid-December or something like this, so I don't have a huge amount of time in between. I don't want to start 36-day Overland and be able to produce only like 3-4 episodes, each one taking, I don't know, 20, 25 to 30 hours or something to make, just from all the errors, mistakes. So I'm actually gonna bring up that Costa Rican trip. I'm actually curious to watch it, see how much of a difference happened since before I even thought I would have a YouTube channel. I actually like all this right now to where I am now. It should be decent footage, so I'll probably make a few episodes. It's probably gonna be 3-4 maybe episodes I'll try to make out of that trip with Faber. It was already done in English because I was thinking, oh, it's probably gonna go on YouTube. That will give me some time to do all these placeholders, presets and all that for the Baja series, and I'm gonna start doing Baja after that. And then when I'm done with that, I'm gonna, well, again, the more you do these editings and feints, the more you learn to, the faster you become and so on. So hopefully with all that additional stuff, and you know, also you learn better where to cut, what to say, not to say, what's important, not important, and also your guys' feedback, what you want to see more and so on. So then after that Christmas Baja series, last year's one, I'll try to finish 36-day Overland series. I probably still have 14 episodes to go, and it's progressively gonna get harder off-roading. This is my most so far off-roady trip and series. You know, rock crawling Moab, like some stuff that I've done there that I would never want to do again, especially not with this heavier truck now, this version. There's no way I would attempt even right now some of those things that I've done. And I think partially I also got lucky, like beginner's luck probably. It could have been worse and I could have broken truck in a few places, so just lucky. So that's kind of a plan, and then after that I'll start editing Baja, that's, if it's gonna happen, Baja from this year, from this oncoming Christmas. And the reason I'm saying if it's gonna happen, because I'm super low on cash, like I overspent, and doing all these trips doesn't help. They actually cost more than just to fly to those places, really. This thing is gas hog, but actually it's same gas hog as just stock power wagon, apparently, because I've been watching some power wagon videos of guys, and when they call in PGs, I'm like, hey, that's what I'm getting right now, except I have a ton of stuff on top, right? And it's like smaller engine, 5.7, and those are 6.4 Hemis. So it's not too bad, I guess, compared to a power wagon, because once you load that one up, it's probably going to be even less. So the shortage of finances and a little bit of debt, that's kind of making me think like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do it. But at the same time, life is short, so you know, kind of gotta do it while you're young, while you have still abilities and so on, and desires. So most likely I'll still do that one. It's just because next year, for example, August, me and Giuseppe, the crashed Jeep guy from my videos, actually he switched from Jeep now. He sold his second Rubicon that he got after the crash and went back to Delica. He just purchased it and gonna outfit it. It's on a lift. It's gonna make like a little house inside. He had Delica before the Jeep, so he's like, no, I don't like off-road capabilities of Jeep. He absolutely loved Rubicon in particular, but it's got no space. You can't fit anything in it. It's tiny. When I went on a trip with him and he popped up his trunk, and I saw that space and what he tried to fit in there and make like little shelves or something, I'm like, dude, like you can't possibly go on any serious trip with this thing, space-wise. Or you have to like load roof with stuff or get a trailer and so on. Now you're defeating the purpose of having short wheelbase of a Jeep, which is nice. Now you're becoming lone like me with some trailer towing behind. And he was contemplating to own all these things, and in the end he's like, you know what, I love my Delica, what I had. Yeah, maybe it's not as capable as Jeep, but I had everything inside. I had space, I had solar, I had everything. So he's outfitting it, and we are next August, end of August, we are gonna go to Arctic Circle, tuk-tuk, all that stuff. This was supposed to happen this year, but I cancelled it. I was gonna go alone, because again, money. That would have been twice more gas than Oregon. I would need to get now already a second spare tire on the roof. And just more expenses, more preparation, so it would have costed, just wasn't ready financially, especially after this fabrication, the endoskeleton and the roof. So that's kind of the plan, and I guess, well, hopefully when I come back from Arctic Circle, I can actually do Arctic Circle videos, because currently, as it stands, I'm something like 35 episodes behind of overall whatever videos I have. Oh, actually no. So after Costa Rica right now, 4 or 5 episodes, whatever it is, I'm gonna process BC Overland Rally from this year. Been meaning to, but kind of escapes me, and then do the last year's Baja. Oh yeah, guys, let me know if this is already too long, if too much information for you, like, are you interested in this kind of vlog or not? I'm just not sure. I thought, you know, I would share kind of my long-term plans, what's going on, but it's turning out to be a little lengthy as usual. I'll cut whatever I can, but there's only so much I can cut, beyond which point it defeats the purpose of even making a video. If you just like hack and smash something that's not very informative. Yeah, so leave a comment, just say, well, obviously I'm asking, I guess, my subscribers, you guys are now interested in my stuff, otherwise you wouldn't have subscribed. Do you want to have this kind of vlogs, plans, things happening in life, or not, or you don't care? Well, I hope you liked this episode, and if you did, you can support me by hitting the like button and subscribe, and also check out my previous videos by hitting the links below or just after this video.